This morning, 4 major U.S. airports are joining JFK and screening passengers from West Africa for Ebola symptoms.
Newark Liberty among the airports, adding a new layer of protection. CBS 2's Janelle Burrell live at the airport with more this morning. Janelle.
Well, of course, about 150 people travel every day from those parts of West Africa hardest hit by Ebola here to the U.S. And starting today, they'll not only be screened there in West Africa before they board a flight, they'll also be screened again here in the U.S. when they land. Meanwhile, the CDC this morning facing increased criticism about possibly exposing other passengers to the virus. Passengers arriving at Newark Liberty from Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone will now be asked a series of health-related questions before having their temperature taken with a non-contact thermometer. Port Authority officers will also receive high-risk kits.
I think that's important for everyone's safety.
Newark joins JFK Airport as the second airport in our region to begin the Ebola screenings. As those precautions are taken, there are more questions surrounding how the CDC handled Nurse Amber Vinson, the second healthcare worker diagnosed with Ebola, shown here in the yellow hazmat suit. We now know the 29-year-old was cleared by the CDC to board a Frontier Airlines flight from Cleveland to Dallas a full day before she was diagnosed, despite telling officials she had a low-grade fever of 99.5 degrees.
The person at the CDC looked at a chart and saw that she didn't officially meet the criteria for somebody at high risk because she didn't have a fever of 100.4 or above.
Vincent's colleague, 26-year-old Nia Pham, was diagnosed with Ebola 2 days before, and there are now serious concerns about the hospital where they worked and whether the nurses and staff were properly prepared to treat Thomas Eric Duncan, who died last week from the virus. President Obama canceled fundraising events in New Jersey and Connecticut yesterday and an event in New York City today to oversee the government's response.
We're going to make sure that something like this is not repeated.
Now, some lawmakers are proposing that President Obama enact a complete travel ban from West Africa, or at least a visa restriction. Meanwhile, as for those passengers who are on board that Frontier flight with that infected nurse, they are being tracked down by the airline this morning, and the 6 crew members who are on board are now being placed on a 21-day paid leave absence. We're live this morning at Newark Liberty. Janelle Burrell, CBS 2 News.